All right, here we go with the first lesson. And a bit of extra talking going on for this one because got to explain, what to do for the practice, um, what to send in and things like that. So, if you haven't watched it already, I actually have, like in the email signature, a link to a video on how to practice your lessons. I'll try and remember to relink it in the main message to make sure that you watch it. It's because you said you've already been trying the metronome method. You may have already be aware of like how we should be practicing, but watching that video is still going to be a good idea because it's going to go into more detail about, what happens when a mistake is made, how how do you know when to move on, like increasing the speed of the metronome, things like that. But again, you probably good chance you already know a lot of it, but not a bad idea just to watch it anyway, at least once, just to make sure that you have no questions about how to practice. So, what you're going to do, and we'll make adjustments to things as we progress, but we got to start somewhere, and then we'll tweak things as we go. How well you do is going to determine how fast we move through things, and fast or slow. So all I ask is that you give it your best. Just show me how well you're doing in your video that you send over. And the way you're going to do that is record your entire final practice session. So the whole thing, unedited, beginning to end, the whole dang thing, and send it over. So that means you're going to be starting at 60. Excuse me, voice cracking all at this age. This is weird. You're going to start at 60, and you're going to work this up in fives, just like the metronome method talked about. Now you can go up in less than fives, that's fine, especially when things get really challenging and you want to just slowly push it a little bit more, but never more than fives, okay? So work it up in fives. I'm going to spend about 15 to 20 minutes doing so. Now, if you max out in less time, that's okay. So like say after 10 minutes, there's no way you're going to go any faster. That's fine. Just get where you can. There's no goal speed right now. There's just get where you can. And big thing to remember, always chase the accuracy, not the speed. I like to think of speed as a byproduct of playing accurate at faster and faster tempos. So, yeah, there's stuff to do to just practice getting a hang of playing faster and just moving faster. But right now we're focused on the accuracy and understanding of different rhythm stuff. This one's really based on one of the rhythms that you skipped, because that tells me you just didn't understand it, which is fine. So that's why everyone does that stuff that you did to give an idea of where we need to start, what our focus needs to be. And yeah, it ties in, absolutely ties in with learning songs and understanding songs, because once you have these tools and understanding, it just opens up the door to what you want to do. Anyway, so yeah, always start at 60. So after 15 minutes has passed, what I want you to try doing, or what I want you to do, what you're going to do, is play through this 4 times. So when you're working this up, you're not going to play this 4 times. Only after you've worked it up, you're going to go through it 4 times. So basically, we're going to ramp this up, stay in control, work it up as fast as you can. And then, you get to that point where if it takes you like a minute or two, basically like a couple minutes of really struggling to get it, and then you finally do, you're done. If it takes you like 20, 30 seconds of trying it and then you get it, you're not quite done yet. When it's like takes you more than a minute of really struggling to get it, then you're done. Okay. So basically, yeah, you work that up, try and get some more speed out of this. You're training your ear and just getting used to playing faster, hearing things faster, and all that. And then we try and solidify what you worked up by adding some endurance to it with the repetitions. So if you had a true maximum speed reached by working it up without the repeats, there's no way you're going to be able to play through it 4 times at that max speed. So drop the metronome down at least 10 beats per minute to start, give it a few tries and see if you can play it at that speed. So let's say you max out at 200, drop it down to 190, see if you can get the repetitions there. After a few tries, if you can't do it, drop it down to 180. So basically just keep dropping it 10 beats per minute until you're able to get the 4 repetitions and end it with that. And yes, send all that in with the final video. So what I do when I have your video is I watch the beginning to see how accurate you're playing at the 60 beats per minute. And then I will usually just jump right near the end, or in this case, I'm going to be jumping into the middle. It's like, okay, well, beginning, does it sound good? Yes, awesome. Let's jump to the middle. How's it sounding here? And if that's sounding good still, then I'll jump towards the end, and I'll look for your maximum speed, and then see how you're doing with the repetitions. Now, I want the full practice session there, so not only do you have the best chance of playing everything as well as you can, but oftentimes, people send things in and maybe the fast speed isn't as good as they thought it was. Maybe they didn't. Sometimes people just don't play it as fast as they thought they were. When that happens, I do need to go back and watch more of the video to figure out, okay, where is it still good? When does it start to go bad? If you want, you can say the speeds that you're playing, as you work it up, but you don't need to break things up into multiple videos for all the different speeds. So that's why I prefer it to be unedited. Now, this because that gives me a more realistic view of what you're doing and how you're doing. Some people need to split the video up into 2 or 3 parts in order to fully upload it and send it over. That's fine. That's fine. But don't want to have things cut out. All right. So yeah, if you have any questions with that stuff, please let me know. Okay, the material itself. So what I'm going to do is demonstrate things at some different speeds so you can hear how it's supposed to sound and see how it should be played. Now explaining this, so it seems like you have an understanding of what eighth notes are because of how you played things. So what we're going to do here is have our down strokes or strumming down be on the down beat. When it's an upbeat, we're going to strum up. So we're going to be doing down, up, down, up, down, up, okay? So when you're just playing regular eighth notes, just straight eighth notes, you'd be going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So with the metronome, put that on. So yeah, with the metronome going, you'd be playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Now, when I'm practicing, I'll have my metronome on just a 1/4 time signature. This way, when I make a mistake, I don't have to wait for the metronome to cycle back around for all 4 clicks. I'll just start playing again right away whenever I'm ready. If you prefer to have the a 4/4 time signature on, so you can hear an accent on beat number 1, that's fine. But if you don't need it, I would just skip it and do the 1/4 time signature instead, so this way you can go up in speeds faster. Because basically when I'm working something up, as soon as I am done with that last note or last chord, I just hit, speed the metronome up and go right away. And also with that last chord there, yes, that is a whole note being shown. That's because it's easiest to fill up the bar. So once you hit that last chord, you don't need to let it ring out all 4 beats. Just hit it and move up. Hit it and move up, okay? So yeah, eighth notes. Strumming down on the downbeat, up on the upbeat. So we got 2 different rhythms here. And each of the rhythms is written out 2 different ways. Mathematically, it's the same. So I got the full eighth note count written up here. So that's the thing I was just doing, like the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So each one of these represents an eighth note. So we got 8 things up here for the eighth notes. So each beat is shown here. So these 2 eighth notes fill up beat number 1. This happens on beat number 2. This is beat number 3. That's beat number 4. right here we have an eighth note tied to another eighth note. This is to make it easier to see where the downbeats and upbeats are. So here we're going to play on the downbeat of 1, upbeat of 1, downbeat of 2, upbeat of 2. We do not play on the downbeat of 3. We do play again on the upbeat of 3, downbeat of 4. So I also want you to make sure to count out loud while you play. This is super important. Super important. So I'm going to be waiting or wanting to see that in the video too, okay? Got to do it at least at 60. Have to do it. It's a mandatory thing. Do it at 60, do it at 60, do it at 60. Try and get up to at least 120 when you do it. Doing that is going to make your rhythm skills so much better and stronger. So make sure you do it at least 60. And this is going to help immensely with figuring out other songs, being able to understand them, even understanding your own playing. It's like if you write something of your own and you need to like tab it out or record it, being able to say the rhythm that you play is going to help tons. In fact, one of the most important things I was taught is if you can't say it, you can't play it. And it always holds true. Always, always does. Because saying it like reinforces what's happening. Always reinforces what's happening. So just because you can say it doesn't always mean you can play it. But if you can't say it, I've never seen anyone who's unable to say a rhythm be able to play the thing. So practice saying it. This is super important. So yeah, we're going to be playing, and we're just going to say what's being played. So this way we emphasize what's happening. We're going to go 1 and 2 and 4. I did not highlight that well. 1 and 2 and 4. 1 and 2 and 4. This top line is the same rhythm every bar. So it looks a little different though. Mathematically, it's the same. This is the easy way of reading it, just sight reading it. And I wish more people would do it this way. But most likely what you're going to come across in tabs online, books, magazines, whatever, you're going to see it like this. So here we got, let's compare these two. So you have 1, 2, 3 eighth notes in a row. 1, 2, 3 eighth notes in a row. So that quarter note right there versus this eighth note. So the eighth note has that little curved line there. That's a flag. Here, the one flag is beamed together. So these two eighth notes are beamed together, making it easier to see that's one beat. So this eighth note on its own, that's what an eighth note looks like by itself when it's not beamed to anything. So this eighth note tied to an eighth note, 2 eighth notes is 1 quarter note long. So that's why we have this quarter note here, because a lot of times you're going to see it like that when stuff is tabbed out or written out. So mathematically it's the same. We're going 1 and 2 and 4. So we have this up here so you can kind of look at the eighth note grid. So get your 1 and 2 and. So that's the quarter note's going to take up the and as well as the 3. And we play again on the and the 4. So 1 and 2 and 4. So here it's close to what we just did, or what was up above. But now instead of starting with the 2 eighth notes, we're just going to start with the quarter notes. So now the count's going to be 1, 2 and 4. So we still have the same eighth note tied to an eighth note thing happening here. We're starting with solid eighth notes first, or continuous eighth notes, to help establish how the rhythm should feel. So get that strumming going, and then we just miss that one upstroke and then miss the one downstroke and then come in with the next upstroke. So we got, 2 upstrokes in a row will be played. 2 upstrokes in a row, 2 upstrokes in a row, and so on. Same thing here. So yeah, we got to keep the hand moving the entire time as well. So like when you're doing multiple downstrokes in a row, you're missing upstrokes in order to do another downstroke. Same thing's going to happen here. When you're doing upstrokes in a row, you got to miss the downstroke to play the upstrokes. So keep the hand moving. If you don't keep the hand moving, problems will happen. Okay, so yeah, same idea here. This rhythm is the same as that, just written out a little different, but the math is the same. So 1, 2, and 4, and so on. All right, demonstration time. I'm going to count off 4 so you know when to begin, so you can follow along with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 4. 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 1, 2 and 4. 1, 2 and 4. 1, 2 and 4. 1, 2 and 4. Done. See, I just said done at the end there, and I'm moving on. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 1. And now I'm second guessing myself. I want to make sure I actually play that rhythm right. Now I'm wondering if I just kind of went on autopilot and then played the second line incorrectly. So let's go back to 60. Let me redo this. Make sure I got it right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 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 4. 1, 2 and 4. 1, 2 and 4. 1, 2 and 4. 1, 2 and 4. Done. Also, tap your foot when you play. Tap your foot. Tap your foot with a metronome. Tap, tap, tap. Super important and helpful. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 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 4. 1, 2 and 4. 1, 2 and 4. 1, 2 and 4. 1, 2 and 4. Done. As it gets faster, it does get harder to tap your foot along with it. So try and keep up as much as you can. What I do when it gets too fast for myself is I'll tap on every first and third beat. And some stuff, especially if it gets really fast, I might just tap my foot at the beginning of the bar. But yeah, really important to keep tapping your foot and at least nod your head, you know, just a little head bang. It's very, very helpful. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. And one more at 240. You don't have to reach this speed. You don't have to reach any of these speeds. Just get where you can. I just want to give you enough stuff for reference. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Repeats. So I'm going to slow it down to like maybe 200. And then do the 4 repetitions. So this is how it should go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. All right, well, that's it for the first lesson. Just a reminder. Oh, wait, I actually have questions for you. So just to give me even more idea of the theory stuff that you do know, what key is this written in? What mode is this in? And if you were to put this in a numbered chord progression, or say it as a numbered chord progression, what would that be? So what key is this in? What mode is this in? And how would you do a numbered chord progression to explain what's happening? Okay, there we go. Those are my questions for you. And then just reminders. So 12 p.m. Thursdays, Pacific's time zone. That's the deadline to have your stuff turned in, okay? So just make sure that you have it sent over by 12 p.m. So before 12 p.m., Thursdays, Pacific time zone. You're always welcome to send stuff early. So you want to send it a day early? That's fine. That's totally fine. Some people choose to just send it in on Wednesday to make sure it's done on time, and that's always a good idea. I think that does it. All right. Any questions come up, let me know, and I will see you again in your new video.